Hello sweet soul and welcome back to my channel. I'm Ina and today we're going to do a super gentle loving kindness type of class. So whenever you're ready, come into a comfortable seated position of your choice and let's get started. So whenever you find your comfortable seated position, let your hips ground into the floor and lengthen your spine. So bringing your shoulders back and down, imagining your roots from your bottom are grounding into the floor, and there's like a little line on your head that pulls you up towards the sky. Feel free to slightly tuck your chin so that you can really lengthen your neck as well. And then just start focusing on your breath. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your mouth. A couple more in your own time, but aim to slowing down and deepening your breath with every round. So inhaling, filling up your entire body, your entire being with this fresh and crisp air, and on your exhale, letting go of everything you're holding on to and everything that's no longer serving you. Maybe you can even slightly pull your navel towards your spine to really release any stale air. A couple of more deep breaths. Closing your eyes if you feel safe, and allow the breath to fully ground and center you. Inhaling love and exhaling, letting go of anything that is not. Really becoming present and exhaling all of your swirling thoughts in your head. Two more, really enjoy them. And then start moving your fingers, rolling out your wrists, maybe moving your head from left to right. And already start checking in with yourself, listening to your body, listening to what it needs and wants today, which is not always the same, like it changes from day to day. Just honoring your current stage, honoring your body today and always. Finding any type of movement that feels good at this time. So maybe it's a gentle swaying from side to side, or your blinds are closed and you want to do total weird movements. Completely ignoring on how it looks like and rather stepping into how it feels like, how it makes you feel, and how your body appreciates it. So keep connecting with your breath, keep connecting with your body, gently waking up every little piece, every little space, and allowing yourself to take up space. You can keep going with all of the movements you want to go after. Opening up your heart space, maybe clasping your hands behind your back, opening your heart space more. Whatever comes to your mind, no judgment on your mat. Hopefully also off your mat, but we're working on it, right? You can always clasp your hands in front and find some counter stretching, counter movements. Waking up your spine, your arms, shoulders, every little thing you can find. As long as you enjoy it, you're doing it great. Apologies for the strong winds in case you can hear everything rattling in the back. It's one of those days today. You can continue with your intuitive movement, or if you want to try to bring your fingers to your forehead and giving yourself a little massage, massaging your crown of your head. Maybe your face, sending your hands down your neck. Just giving yourself a little massage, focusing on spaces that need it or that you usually neglect, or both. Going down your shoulders, your arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, palms, fingers, down your chest, rib cage, back and belly, all the beautiful spaces that make you you. Thighs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet. Focus on your feet, those precious spaces of your body that carry you from one to the other place and never let you down. Maybe massaging the soles, the toes, the bottoms of the toes, in between your toes, anywhere you can get your fingers on. Just showing yourself already loving kindness. Because if you don't show it to yourself, you definitely can share it to others, because you don't experience it yourself, and you don't appreciate it if you don't try it on yourself. So whatever feels good, continue for a couple more breaths and really enjoying the time that you're spending with yourself, on your mat, in this moment, in your body, and just be, just exist. Whenever you feel ready, wrapping yourself in a love-filled self-hug, and allow yourself to just hold you. Maybe you can wiggle your fingers even closer to your shoulders, and really wrapping yourself in a really beautiful self-hug and giving yourself a little squeeze. And allowing yourself to just be with yourself without judgment, without any other thoughts. And just release everything you're holding on to right now, except for yourself and the love that you carry in yourself. Gifting yourself another few deep breaths and gifting yourself this kindness that you want to spread in the world. If you resonate with it, feel free to create yourself an intention for it today. This could be a mantra or an affirmation. The wind is really going at it today. Maybe I am love, but I know that you hear that a lot, so it might be already a little overused. So if this doesn't resonate with you, choose anything else, anything that makes you feel excited and that you want to dedicate your practice to today. One more deep breath. Inhaling love and exhaling everything that is not, anything that no longer serves you. Inhaling all the positive energy and love from the universe, and exhale, send it down through your entire body. Just let it settle and just allow to feel it. You can stay here for a moment if that feels right. And whenever you're ready, transition to the bottom of your mat into your first child's pose of today. So bringing your toes together, your knees maybe hip width apart or touching or further apart, whatever feels best. Allowing your hips to melt towards the heels and your upper body and heart space and forehead to melt down to the floor. You can bring your hands towards the top of your mat, spreading your fingers, maybe wiggling with your fingers into the floor to create more space in your upper body. Bringing your forehead maybe closer to the floor, but either way, just trying to find length in your entire body. Keep breathing deeply. And maybe you can find more space with your inhale and melt further into the mat and ground yourself more with your next exhale. Continue with a couple more breaths. Maybe manifesting more of your intention for today. Really using this time to connect to yourself and your body. Last deep breath. On your inhale, one vertebra at a time, making yourself into your tabletop position. Really moving with intention, moving slowly until you stack your hands, your shoulders above your wrists, fingers spreading wide, your hands are grounding into the floor or shoulder width apart, your knees are hip width apart, maybe shaking out your toes for a moment. And now pulling your navel a little closer to the spine to create a neutral spine. Pushing the floor away from you through your hands and your knees. And just feel the connections that you are creating with the floor. Keep breathing. On your inhale, bringing the shoulders back and down, dropping the belly, lifting your sacrum, and using your grounding of your hands to pull your heart space through your biceps. And maybe you can look up. And on your exhale, pushing through your hands, through your knees, rounding your back, spreading your shoulders. And maybe you can start looking towards your navel. Inhale, shoulders back and down, dropping the belly. Maybe look up. Exhale, pushing through your hands, rounding your back. This is called cat and cow. Continue with your own breath. Inhale to drop the belly and find your cow. And exhale to push, round your back and find your cat. Keep going, continue in your own time, connecting with your breath and trying to really find more depth with every round or whatever feels good. Maybe your body doesn't feel like that today. In that case, you can just enjoy a few normal movements or smaller movements, not normal. And if it resonates, maybe creating intuitive movements where you start rolling out your spine in any way, finding any kind of movement that feels good in your body right now. If you have a healthy neck, maybe including some neck rolls. Maybe creating more space between hands and knees and creating big waves with your entire body. If you want it a little more intense, feel free to tuck your toes. Either way, always moving with intention and intuition. Maybe smiling if you feel like it, or crying if you feel like it, really. This is your practice. Get the best out of it. 2 more rounds of breath. You can always pause the video and do it longer, but if you don't have so much time and you want to squeeze in a quick and juicy practice, then do 2 more. And maybe if a spot is feeling very juicy, maybe just pause there. I had a core day today, so stretching out my front feels really nice right now. Whenever you're finished your 2 rounds, coming back into your tabletop position, finding the right alignment, shifting your weight over into the left hand, inhale, lifting your right hand up, exhale, thread the needle, so bringing your right hand below the left, right palm is facing up. And maybe you can start bringing your right hand further over to the left side. Maybe you can even bring your shoulder and the right side of your head on the floor. Pressing the top of your right hand in the floor. Maybe coming onto your left fingertips. You can always walk your left hand up towards the top of your mat. Or find a half bind where you bring your left hand on the inside of your right thigh and open up your heart space more. Whatever feels best, allow yourself to just play around and listen to your body. Deep inhale. Exhale, find a deeper variation. And then placing your left hand next to your head if you moved it. Inhale, pressing yourself up, lifting your right hand once more. And exhale, return to center. Shifting your weight over into the right hand. Inhale, lifting your left hand up. Exhale, thread the needle and find your variation. If you want to, you can always close your eyes if that feels good for you today. But keep breathing. Your breath is the most important part of your practice. Last round of breath. If you moved your right hand, place it next to your face again. Inhale, pressing yourself up. Lifting your left hand once more. And exhale, return to center. Maybe finding some intuitive movements if that feels good. And then extending your left leg, making sure your right hand is right below the right shoulder, dropping your left foot so that it's in one line with the bottom of your mat, slightly tilting out your right foot, and on your inhale, lifting your left hand up, and palm facing down, bringing it over your head, finding another side stretch. If it feels good, maybe you can bring your left foot in one line with your right knee and find a deeper stretch, making sure to really push through your right hand and right knee and lengthening from the left fingertips to the outside of your foot, of your left foot. If you want more, maybe turning open your heart, bringing the left hand a little further behind you and open your heart space towards the sky, or including a back bend. Please always respect your current stage and enjoy yourself where you are in the journey. Deep inhale to lengthen, and exhale to slowly return back to center, to tabletop. Taking your time, bringing your left wrist right below the left shoulder, your left knee below the left hip, extending your right foot, placing it in one line with the bottom of your mat, tilting out your left foot, and on your inhale, lifting your right hand up and over, palm facing down, finding the length in the right side body. Imagine to lifting up the right ribcage to the sky, finding length and strength, and enjoy yourself. If you want more, maybe opening up the right side of your chest closer to the sky, or maybe finding your back bend. Keep breathing. Deep inhale, finding more length. And on your exhale, slowly returning back to your tabletop position. Coming back into your child's pose, toes together, knees as far apart or close together as feels good for you, melting down to the floor. Maybe massaging your third eye, which is the space in between your eyebrows, finding any kind of movement or stillness. Your body resonates with other things every day, so just listen and enjoy yourself. Treat yourself to a yummy practice. Inhale, walking your hands a little further to the top of your mat to lengthen your upper body. And on your exhale, walking your hands over to the right side, grounding into your left hip and finding space in your left side of your body. Maybe you can rest your head on your arms. Keep breathing and aiming to guide your breath into the left side body. Deep inhale. And exhale, move back to your center for one deep inhale and lengthen. And exhale, walking your hands over to the left, grounding into your left seating bones, finding the space in your right side. Inhale. And exhale, slowly return back to center for one deep breath. On your next inhale, slowly and intuitively moving, rolling up your spine one vertebrae at a time into a seated position, bringing your knees hip-width apart and your feet also hip-width apart. And then you can sink back onto your hips, onto your heels. Start tucking your pelvis and leaning backwards so that you find a nice stretch in your quads. Depending on how far you move or lean backwards, the more intense the stretch gets. So if you're a little advanced, you can always come onto your forearms or fully lay down on the floor, but please respect your current stage. And if this is too much, you can stand up and find a stretch where you lift one knee. So coming onto your left leg, for example, bending your right knee, grabbing onto the foot, tucking your pelvis and pushing it forwards while you grab onto your right foot to stretch the right leg. Maybe you want to hold onto a wall if you want the extra support. Holding this for 2 breaths and then switching over, hold the other one for 2 breaths. Whatever you enjoy best. If you're in the seated position, slowly coming back out, bringing your hands to the top of your mat, shoulder width apart, fingers are spread wide, and especially your index finger and your thumbs will be grounding to the floor. Internally rotating your elbows so that they point rather towards the rest of your body. Tucking your feet, lifting your knees up, finding your first downward facing dog of the day. Making sure you're pressing the floor away from you so the shoulders come close to your ears. Lifting up, making your back straight by bending your knees further, blossoming your bottom to the sky, and energetically pulling your heels towards the floor. Your feet can be hip width apart, or your toes can be touching, whatever feels better. Maybe you want to start walking out one leg at a time and bending the other. Keep breathing deeply here. Or maybe you want to find stillness for one deep breath. Focusing on pressing the floor away, gazing to your toes, making your back straight. Now you can stay here, or you walk your hands a little further forwards. On your inhale, coming onto your toes, one vertebrae at a time, rolling forwards into your high plank. Stacking your shoulders above your wrists, tucking your tailbone, engaging your core. And on your exhale, bending your knees but not letting them touch the floor, and pushing yourself back into your downward facing dog. Inhale to roll forwards. Finding your strength. Exhale, moving backwards into your downward facing dog. If this is too much, you can always find a child's pose or stay in your downward facing dog, just listening to your body. If you get hot or your hood annoys you, just take off your top. One more wherever you are. Inhale to roll forwards. And exhale, bending your knees, pushing back. One deep breath, maybe walking your feet a little further in. Your knees can stay bent. Deep inhale. And exhale, let it go. In your own way, travel to the top of your mat. Toes together, knees can stay bent, hinging from your hips, and having your upper body hang heavy over your legs. Maybe grabbing onto opposite elbows, nodding or shaking your head to release some tension in your neck. Maybe moving from left to right. You can always use your fingers as support. Or just finding stillness. Deep breath. On your inhale, finding your halfway lift. So placing your hands somewhere along your legs so that you can straighten out your back. Shoulders back and down, broadening your collarbones. Looking towards the front of your mat to lengthen your neck. And exhale, fold once more. Bending your knees more. Inhale, rolling up all the way into your mountain position. So your legs are engaged, glutes are engaged, pelvis is tucked, core is engaged. Lengthening your spine, shoulders are back and down. Inhale, hands over your head. And exhale, hands to heart space. One deep breath here, you're doing great. If anything ever gets too much, just find a position that is comfortable for you and hang out. It's your choice. Deep inhale, finding your heartbeat. Exhale, surrender. Maybe remember your intention for today. One last breath before we continue with our sun salutation. Deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale, hands over your head. Maybe you can look up, maybe your palms can touch. Lengthening through your entire body, but rooting down into the feet. Exhale, bending your knees, finding your forward fold. Inhale, finding your halfway lift. Shoulders back and down, straightening your back. Exhale, placing your hands below the shoulders. Stepping back with the left foot, finding your high plank. Lowering your knees to the floor, untucking your toes. Inhale to shift forwards, keeping the elbows tucked in, and exhale, slowly lowering down to the body, to the bottom. On your, making sure that your hands are below the shoulders, your elbows stay tucked in. Inhale, shoulders back and down, lifting from your heart space, looking forwards, finding your baby cobra. And exhale, melt back down. 2 more. Inhale, baby cobra. Lengthening through the crown of your head. Exhale, melt back down. Last one. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, pushing through your hands, through your child's pose, tucking your toes back into your downward facing dog. Deep inhale to reset. And exhale, let go. On your inhale, again traveling back to the front of your mat, however you did before, or finding another way, lengthening your spine, and exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, straightening your back. Exhale, fold once more. Inhale, rolling up all the way. Everything is engaged. You're making yourself long, hands over your head. Exhale, hands back to heart space. On your inhale, imagine to lengthen, and on your exhale, imagine to ground down. So your inner thighs are squeezing into each other, your glutes are engaged, your pelvis is tucked, core is engaged, shoulders are back and down, and you're still lengthening. Deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Now once more, inhale, hands over your head. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, finding your halfway lift. Exhale, planting your hands shoulder width apart, fingers are spread wide, stepping with your right foot back, then the left one into your high plank. Lowering your knees, untucking your toes. Inhale to shift forwards. Exhale, lowering down halfway. This is called chaturanga. Inhale, finding your baby cobra. And exhale back into your downward facing dog. One deep breath to reset. Making yourself to the top of your mat. Inhale, finding your halfway lift. Exhale, fold, surrender. Inhale, rolling up one vertebrae at a time into your mountain position. And exhale, hands back to heart space. Feeling your heartbeat, checking in with yourself, how you're feeling, remembering your intention. Keep dropping the shoulders away from the ears, finding length and strength. Now, inhale, bringing both hands over your head, grabbing with your right hand on the left wrist, grounding into your left foot especially, lengthening on your inhale, and on your exhale, fold to the right, bend to the right. Your pelvis is tucked, your glutes are engaged. You're really lifting instead of just bending. Looking up or down, whatever your neck allows, or forwards. Deep inhale. Exhale, slowly release, maybe quickly shaking out the arms. And now same thing on the other side. And inhale, hands over your head, grabbing with your left hand on the right wrist, lengthening all the way while you're rooting down through the feet. And then bending over, lifting from your heart space up. Deep inhale. And exhale, slowly return back to center, maybe shaking out your hands. Now finding grounding in your left foot. We will come into our tree pose. So there are different variations that you can choose to take. One would be just find a kickstart. You can always place your hands on your hips or lengthening them out into a T, or finding the hand placement above your head. Whatever feels best, whatever resonates most with you today. This one might be easiest to find your balance. So you can do the kickstand, finding your focus, point of focus somewhere in front of you. You can also lift your right foot up and place it on the left lower leg. Definitely don't place it on your knee, that will make you hurt. You can also bring your right foot on the inside of your left inner thigh, squeezing them into each other, slightly tucking your pelvis, and maybe you can bring your right knee out a little further. Deep breath. If you want to use your wall as support, you can do that. Don't judge yourself if you wiggle or fall out. Maybe you can feel and see my wiggle on my left foot too. You're creating stabilizer muscles. This is probably not the right word right now, but my brain doesn't work right now. Deep inhale. And exhale, slowly release, maybe shaking it out. Stabilizer muscles. I hope that's right. I can't pronounce it right now. Then whenever you feel ready, after shaking out, grounding into your right foot, finding maybe your kickstart, whichever position felt good in your body, grounding into all four corners of your foot, or maybe finding the foot placement of your left foot somewhere else, whichever works for you best today. Squeezing your inner thigh into your foot and your foot into your inner thigh, maybe opening up the hip a little more, finding your point of focus. Deep inhale to lengthen, and exhale, maybe you can stand a little taller. It's okay if you wiggle or fall out, that belongs to the journey. Deep inhale, and exhale. Last inhale, inhale, and exhale, slowly release. Maybe quickly shaking it out. Great job, well done. Coming to the top of your mat, in case you moved, I just did it to show you. Bringing your toes together, your heels a little further apart so that the outside edges of your feet are in one line with the mat. And now driving your hands down, sitting your hips back. Maybe you can touch the floor, finding your chair pose. So you can stay here, or you can inhale, bringing your hands up, opening your heart space, sitting further back with your hips. And on your exhale, lift back up. Inhale to sink down into your chair. Hands up. Exhale to stand up. One more. Inhale, sinking down. Grazing the fingers on the floor. Exhale, lift up. Well done. Maybe shake it out really quickly. If you have a wall nearby, maybe step away because we will do a little bit bigger movements now. So on your inhale, lifting your hands up. On your exhale, really throwing your arms besides you, coming into your chair pose. So this is going to be very energetic. Inhale to lift up, and exhale. 3 more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, lengthen, exhale. Very good. 1 more because it's nice. Very well done. Coming back up, hands to your heart space. Feel. Allow yourself to feel the little shiver, the tingling maybe, the heart beats racing a little bit. Deep inhale. Exhale, let go. Reconnecting with your breath. So maybe placing your hands, your left hand on your heart and your right hand on your belly. Checking in with yourself once more. Are you treating yourself with enough kindness and love? If not, how can you treat yourself better? On and off the mat with every single breath. Last inhale. And on your exhale, sitting down, coming onto your bottom. Making sure that you're tucking your pelvis so that your lower back is touching the floor. You can bring your knees into your chest, holding onto the knees. Drawing a few gentle circles. Massaging your lower back however feels good. Maybe you can feel already a difference compared to when you started your practice. Maybe you feel more energized and open. Hopefully you were able to release some tension and negative energy. Straightening both legs, flexing your feet, moving your toes and rolling out your ankles. Your hands can support your legs or be next to you, or if you want to include them as well, because we often neglect them, feel free to also use your fingers and move your wrists. Everything that feels good, just enjoying that movement. And then finding one breath of complete stillness. Deep inhale. And exhale, slowly release, bending your knees, placing them about hip width apart. Retucking your pelvis if your lower back moved away from the floor. Flexing your right foot, placing it on top of the left knee. Figure 4. If you want, you can place your right hand on the inner thigh of your right leg. Your right hand on the inner thigh of your right leg. I think I said that. Just want to make sure. Maybe gently pressing the leg away from you to find a deeper stretch. And using your left hand, place it on your left hip crease to ground down into the floor, to open up your hip a little more. If this is easy, you can always clasp your hands around or grab onto your left foot. Keep flexing the right one to protect your ankle, pulling the left leg closer into your upper body while you're pressing with your elbow into the right inner thigh, not on your knee. So whatever feels good, finding your variation, maybe including some movement of rocking from left to right or stillness. Deep breaths, relaxing your shoulders, your neck and your throat, slightly tucking your chin towards your chest to lengthen the spine. Inhale. Maybe on your exhale you can open up the hips a little further, either by pressing your hands more into your inner thigh or your elbow into your inner thigh. And maybe if you found my variation, the one variation that I chose, maybe also pulling the left knee closer. But it's about the sensation and making yourself feel good, not to find the deepest variation. Deep inhale. Exhale slowly, releasing wherever you are, exchanging legs, so flexing the left foot, placing it on top of the right knee, placing your left hand maybe on the inner thigh of your left leg, maybe pressing it a little further away from you, and using your right hand to place on the right hip crease to open up your hips more. Or clasping your hands around your right leg, pressing your left elbow into your left inner thigh, and pulling your right knee a little closer. Keep relaxing the shoulders and the neck on the floor. Keep tucking your chin a little closer to your chest. And keep flexing your left foot to protect your ankle. Maybe inviting some more movement from left to right here as well, if it feels good. If it resonates with you, if your body feels ready for it, maybe finding a little deeper stretch on your exhale, but again, that is not the goal, that is not absolutely necessary. Whatever feels best for you. Keep breathing slowly, breathing through any discomfort. If you feel pain, back off, but if you feel discomfort, maybe breathe a little more through it. Deep inhale. Slowly release on your exhale, bringing both knees back in, maybe massaging your lower back a little more. Then holding onto your right knee, extending your left foot, flexing it and placing it on the floor. And maybe you can pull your right knee a little closer to your chest or your armpit, feeling a nice stretch in your groins. Breathe. One more inhale. And on your exhale, grabbing with your left hand on your right knee and finding a twist. Please prioritize keeping both shoulders equally on the floor. Your right knee does not have to touch the floor. That's not the goal. It's supposed to be just a gentle spinal twist. Looking up or to the right, whatever feels better. Keep breathing. Last inhale. And exhale, slowly returning back to center, hugging both knees back in, grabbing onto your left leg, left knee this time, extending and flexing your right foot, placing it on the floor, and then finding the nice deep stretch in your groins. Bringing your left knee closer to your chest or to your armpit, whatever feels better today. Deep inhale. And on your exhale, grabbing with your right hand on the outside of your left thigh and moving it over to the right side. You can extend your left arm to a T shape or into a cactus shape where you bend your arm at 90 degrees. Looking up or to the left. Focusing on grounding both shoulders equally in the floor. Maybe closing your eyes and enjoying your spinal twist. Maybe your back is loving this right now. Maybe you hear a little pop. Last inhale. And on your exhale, slowly returning back to your center. Maybe retucking your pelvis if your lower back moved. Hugging in both knees, maybe massaging a little more. Or bringing the soles of your feet together. Placing your feet on the floor. Either the heels are closer to the pelvis or further apart in a diamond shape. Your knees play out. Whatever feels best. Just finding your variation and enjoy yourself. You can place your hands on your legs if that feels good, or one on the belly and that one on your heart space. Maybe closing your eyes or lowering them, lengthening your spine on the floor. Maybe again tucking your chin a little closer to your chest. Feeling your heartbeat into your left hand if you chose that variation. And the prana, the life force, your breath, fill up your belly and lift up your right hand and fall with your exhale. Maybe imagining every single deep breath to be like a love letter that you write to yourself. Inhaling love. Exhaling, letting go of anything that is not. It is your choice now if you want to stay here or bring your knees back together. Bring your feet mat width apart and letting your knees fall in, which will give a little release to your lower back, or just feel nice and different, or finding your shavasana, your final resting pose. But if you choose this one, I invite you to take up as much space as you have. I don't have a wall at the moment, so I can stretch my leg through. Really extending all four limbs away from you, creating as much space as you can and allowing yourself to create that space and to enjoy the creation and taking up of that space, because you are allowed to do that and you are worth it. Trying to melt further into whichever pose you chose with every exhale. Letting go of any tension you're holding on to. Releasing any emotion without judgment that comes up. If you feel safe, closing your eyes or lowering them. Staying in your shavasana or resting pose, whichever one you chose. And allowing yourself to just exist. Finding a sense of gratitude for showing up for yourself today, creating space in your body, on your mat, taking up time and prioritize yourself for making this precious time for yourself. One last time, checking in with yourself, how you're feeling, if you're treating yourself well enough, or how you can treat yourself better in any part of your day, throughout the day. Just gifting yourself thoughts and feelings and loving warmth and loving kindness. Relaxing your toes, your soles of your feet, your heels, your ankles, lower legs, knees, your leg relaxing your thighs, your pelvis, groins and bottom. Releasing any emotions that might come up without judgment. Just let them go. It is okay. You are safe and you are loved no matter what. Relaxing your lower belly, your lower back, all the way up through your chest into your heart space and into your shoulders. Deep inhale of love and exhale, releasing any stress you're holding onto. Just exhale it out, maybe sigh it out. Inhaling love, filling up that space with love and kindness. And exhale, letting go anything that is not. There's no need to hold on to that. Relaxing your shoulders, your upper arms, your elbows, your lower arms and wrists, through your palms all the way up into your fingertips. Relaxing your neck and your throat and your collarbones, your jaw, your ears, your cheeks and your cheekbones, your nose, your lips, maybe your mouth falls open, relaxing your tongue, relaxing your eyes. Imagine to relax behind your eyes, soften, relaxing your eyebrows, especially the space in between your eyebrows, your third eye. Let go of your tension, of your stress. You're safe. You don't have to hold on to anything that no longer serves you. You can release the weight from your shoulders. Relaxing your forehead all the way up into the crown of your head. On your next exhale, surrender and melt down further into your mat. On your inhale, imagine to inhale the warm, beautiful, vibrational light of the universe into your body and allow it to fill up every single vein, every single particle of yours. Just feel your body become warm, soft, and calmer. And on your exhale, you're pushing the energy further through your entire body all the way into the toes and allow it to ground you. Enjoying this time where you are at peace, and hopefully being able to take this with you throughout your entire day and reconnect with yourself every once in a while through deep breaths or just a little bit of attention and self-care and self-love to yourself. Feel free to stay here for as long as feels good. Feel free to take a nap here if you have the time. And keep enjoying that precious time that you choose to spend on yourself. If you're ready to finish today's class with me, start wiggling your fingers and your toes, bringing slow and loving movement back into your body, rolling out your wrists and your ankles, and maybe moving your head from side to side. Just taking your time, keep treating yourself with this love, and knowing that you are exactly where you're meant to be. Whenever you feel ready, stretching all four limbs away from you. You will be laying down right now, not like me, but making yourself as long as you possibly could for one deep breath, finding space and strength and length in your entire body, bending in one knee at a time, and then choosing your favorite side to roll onto. So whichever hand is the bottom one, palm facing up, resting your head on your upper arm. Maybe placing your other hands next to your head or somewhere along your front body. Just checking in with yourself once more. Keeping your eyes closed if that feels right. Hopefully you're feeling refreshed and your soul feels as wonderful as a baby after its nap. A little enjoyment of rebirth. Now as slowly and lazy as you can, with your eyes closed if possible, making yourself up into a comfortable seated position of your choice. Maybe a different one than you started with, or the same one, or exchanging legs, whatever feels good. Grounding your seating bones into the floor or onto your heels, whichever seat you've chosen. And lengthening your spine, like imagining there's a string attached to your top of your head and it's pulling you up while the ground, your roots are pulling you down. Maybe slightly tucking your chin towards your chest to really lengthen the spine. Placing your hands palm facing down for some more grounding energy, or up for some more energy receiving from the universe. And enjoying a deep breath, filling up your entire body once more with this super fresh and crisp air. And on your exhale, sighing it out loud, letting go of anything that no longer serves you. Now on your next inhale, holding it at the top. So inhaling as much as you can, filling up your entire being with fresh air, and hold. Allowing yourself to feel the tension. One more zip of air. Maybe a little more. Hold. And let go. Wonderful. Inhale, hands over your head, palms touch, maybe look up, making yourself long once more. Exhale, bringing your thumbs to your third eye, the space in between your eyebrows. May you have thoughts of wisdom and clarity. Lowering your thumbs to your lips. May you speak words of kindness and truth. And lowering your thumbs to your heart space. May you feel and give the love that you truly deserve. The love and light in me sees and honors that beautiful love and light of yours. Thank you so much for letting me guide you through today's practice. I hope you enjoyed it, and I wish you a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.